Welcome future aircraft maintenance engineers to this complete masterclass on DGCA CAR-66 Module 8. Today's session dives straight into a super crucial chapter, the physics of the atmosphere. In this explainer, we are going to decode the absolute fundamental principles of basic aerodynamics and atmospheric physics. These are the exact concepts needed to crack the DGCA examinations and build a rock-solid foundation in aviation maintenance. So let's get started. Here is the roadmap for today. We will cover the physics of the atmosphere, followed by temperature, pressure, and density. Then the layers of the atmosphere, the International Standard Atmosphere, and aircraft performance and aerodynamics. And finally, stick around for a dedicated DGCA exam preparation quiz at the end to test all the knowledge gathered today.
Section 1. Physics of the atmosphere. This is where the absolute foundation of flight begins.
Think about it. An aircraft operates entirely within the air. This means its overall performance, its speed, and its control are 100% dictated by the physical properties of the atmosphere it travels through. Aerodynamics is simply the relationship between the aircraft, relative wind and the atmosphere. मतलब aircraft का पूरा performance हवा की physical properties पर निर्भर करता है. If the properties of the air change, the flying characteristics of the aircraft will fundamentally change as well. It is really that simple. Section 2. Temperature, pressure and density. Let's look at the three core pillars of atmospheric physics. Now pay close attention, because this is a VVI, very important concept for the DGCA exam. As altitude increases, air pressure decreases. To remember this simply in Hindi, जब ऊंचाई बढ़ती है, हवा हल्की होती है. At lower altitudes, air particles are densely packed together, which gives us high density. But at higher altitudes, the air becomes much less dense. This single principle literally changes the entire aerodynamic profile of an aircraft. Another absolutely critical factor is humidity. Let's talk about absolute humidity, which is the actual weight of water vapor in the air. Absolute humidity, यानी हवा में मौजूद पानी का असली वजन. Candidates must avoid the classic DGCA trap of confusing absolute humidity with relative humidity. Just remember this golden rule: the higher the temperature, the more moisture the air can hold. Moving right along to Section 3, Layers of the Atmosphere. Let's break down the Earth's protective atmospheric blanket. The Earth's atmosphere is primarily divided into four layers: the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. From a strictly DGCA examination perspective, the troposphere is the most vital one to focus on. Why? Because it is the lowest layer where all the weather changes occur, clouds form, and most commercial flights operate. This makes the troposphere, along with its upper boundary, the tropopause, highly testable topics. Section 4. The International Standard Atmosphere, or ISA. Because the real atmosphere is constantly shifting, aviation needs standard baseline values for theoretical calculations. Memorizing this table is highly advised. According to the ISA, standard sea level temperature is exactly 15 degrees Celsius, standard pressure is 1103.25 hectopascals, and density is 1.225 kilograms per cubic meter. These specific values are the baseline. They are absolutely fundamental for instrument calibration and all theoretical aerodynamic comparisons. And here is a magic number, 29.92 inches of mercury. This represents standard atmospheric pressure at sea level in the imperial system. ये exact figure exam में बार-बार आती है. It is a totally non-negotiable metric that must be committed to memory right now, both for the exams and for practical altimeter settings on the tarmac. Let's do a practical step-by-step calculation, straight from AC Kermode's principles to find the temperature at a 6-kilometer altitude. Step 1. Convert the 15 degrees Celsius sea level temperature to Kelvin, which gives us 288 K. Step 2. Apply the standard lapse rate, which is a drop of 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer, resulting in a 39 Kelvin drop over 6 kilometers. Step 3. Subtract 39 from 288 and we get 249 Kelvin. Mastering these small calculations is a surefire way to score high marks. Section 5. Aircraft Performance. Let's see how this atmospheric physics stuff directly impacts real-world aircraft operations. Temperature and air density have a strict inverse relationship. On very hot days, takeoff performance drops significantly. Why? Because the air is less dense, meaning less oxygen is available for engine combustion. गर्म दिनों में हवा की डेंसिटी कम हो जाती है, जिससे engine को ऑक्सीजन कम मिलती है. Conversely, flying at higher altitudes means lower air density. So the airframe faces less aerodynamic drag, allowing for much faster flight with way less resistance. Section 6. DGC Exam Preparation. It is time to lock in tight and test the knowledge acquired in this masterclass with some high-stakes exam questions. Question 1. A conceptual MCQ. How does an increase in temperature affect air density and takeoff performance? Take a quick second to recall the inverse relationship discussed earlier before locking in an answer. The correct answer is that density decreases and consequently takeoff performance decreases. Remember the core concept. Garam hawa halki hoti hai. Lighter, less dense air means less total mass of oxygen entering the engine for fuel combustion. This directly results in reduced thrust and a much longer required runway for takeoff. Let's move to the next question, taken straight from the module's text. Which instrument is utilized to measure atmospheric pressure? The correct answer is a barometer. This is a foundational aviation term. It needs to be permanently locked into memory for the exam. Next up, consider this performance-based true or false statement. An aircraft can fly faster at a high altitude where the air density is low. Apply the principles of aerodynamic drag to determine if this statement is true or false. This statement is absolutely true. At higher altitudes, the air thins out, meaning there are far fewer air particles per unit of volume. Fewer particles equal less resistance or drag against the airframe, which allows the aircraft to fly faster and much more efficiently. Here is a fill-in-the-blanks challenge. Standard sea level pressure in hectopascals is what exact value? This requires pulling those figures directly from the International Standard Atmosphere Table discussed earlier. The exact answer is 1013.2 hectopascals. Remember, absolute precision with standard atmospheric values is strictly non-negotiable for passing these DGCA examinations. As this masterclass wraps up, let's reflect on this core statement. Aerodynamics covers the relationships between the aircraft, relative wind, and the atmosphere. How will these strict atmospheric laws be applied during daily maintenance routines to guarantee absolute flight safety? Keep studying, keep revising the notes, and thank everyone for joining this educational session today.